Month. I'm Athina and I'm grateful that you're here with me today. Today we are going to look at your month of September 2024, and how I'm going to do this is I'm going to be looking at with the tarot cards and the beginning of your month, the middle of your month and the end of the month, and then with two oracle cards at the end. Two different oracle decks. I will give you, we will look at advices for you for the month of September. And yeah, that's it. So you can choose your group based on the color of the dice, the crystals that are in front of you, the timestamp that is in the description down below. Maybe you see the number that you're seeing often, your lucky number. Of course, you can also choose after I've introduced you the groups. I will leave you for 1 minute so that you can meditate upon the groups, the crystals, the colors, the numbers. And after that 1 minute, I will be playing a different tune on my guitar for the clairaudient people out there that like to choose based on a sound. I will have that also timestamp in the description so that whenever you need to listen to the meditation music more than once, you can do this. If you want to listen to the clairaudient selection more than once, you can do this. It's all in the description. You will find it. You can jump there if you need to. And yeah, so to the groups. Pile number 1, you have the orange dice and your crystal is the smoky quartz tower. Pile number 2, you have the blue dice and your crystal is this green opal poundstone. Pile number 3, your dice is yellow and your crystal is this forest aura quartz. So I will leave you for 1 minute so that you can meditate over the groups, and I will be seeing you at your piles. Bye bye. At pile number 1, you chose the smoky quartz tower, the orange dice, and this is going to be your reading of September 2024. So let's get started with the tarot cards. I hope you're doing well. So, a fair warning beforehand. I'm going to be reading the meanings out of the guidebook because I am currently learning the correct meanings of the Rider-Waite Smith, and it's taking me a little bit of time So that's why I'm using my channel as a way as well to learn and for my journey, because in the past I only relied on my intuition. Now I want to lean in more with the correct meaning so that I can in the future have the perfect balance between intuition and meaning. So please be with me and be patient with me as I'm learning. Thanks. So at the back of the deck we have the Six of Swords in reverse. I will be talking about the Six of Swords in reverse after I'm finished with the 3 cards here. So let's get started. At the beginning of the month, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So let's see what the Knight of Pentacles means. And while I'm searching for it with one hand, I will be drinking water with the other hand. Because it's hot. Summer's not over yet. So here, the Knight of Pentacles keywords are methodical, rational, stable, and reliable. The Knight of Pentacles is a methodical, rational man. He is trustworthy, reliable, but perhaps not very imaginative. He lives a life of conventionalism. He may have a heavy, dull, or materialistic outlook. However, he is kind and gentle, and his soul is fundamentally good. He is someone whom others can count on to be financially stable. He will always take care of his loved ones. In a reading for a young female person asking about love, well, we are not really. Could indicate the appearance of a young man with the foregoing qualities. Figuratively, could indicate impending action or active progress in the areas of finances, wealth, or property. However, while the other knights suggest swift action, the action of the Knight of Pentacles is slow and steady, but stable and assured. Of the 4 Knights, the Knight of Pentacles is the one to count on, though the Knight of Pentacles is also the one most likely to be perceived as boring or plain vanilla. The Knight of Pentacles prefers the straight and narrow path. He would rather be safe than sorry. In prosperous times, others will complain that the Knight of Pentacles is prosaic, I hope that I pronounced it right, conservative or overly cautious. Yet in tougher times, those same individuals will rush to rely on the resourcefulness of the Knight of Pentacles. In bad times, he is the one that can be counted on. Earth dominant, the Knight of Pentacles is resourceful, utilitarian, and has more common sense than the other chords of the other 3 suits. Could signify Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. So for some of you, this may be a person that is coming into your life in the beginning of the month. And for some others of you, it means that there is action or active progress in the areas of finances, wealth, and property. And the description of the Knight of Pentacles as characteristics are for the people that this Knight of Pentacles is arriving in the beginning of the month. So you will know who the Knight of Pentacles is by the trustworthy, reliable, not very imaginative. He's stable. He's there for his loved ones. He continues to work steady, stable, and assured. He may be a bit conservative and at times, and so on and so forth. So this is going to be the beginning of your month ahead, pile number 1. And in the middle of the month we have the Hanged Man. So this is an important moment in your life, as it is a major arcana, and most of the time when a major arcana appears, it means there is something that is happening of the utmost importance in your life, like a really important lesson that you are going through, that you cannot skip. So let's see what the Hanged Man means. This is going to be a long read because the major arcana oftentimes are really, really detailed. So let me drink a sip of water to prepare myself for this. So the Hanged Man keywords are self-sacrifice, suspension, prophecy, and grace. The traditional theme of the Hanged Man is that of self-sacrifice. The mob has metaphorically hung you because they do not approve of your belief or what you have done. However, the message of the card is that you are right. You must trust in yourself. You have wisdom. The nimbus represents enlightenment. We don't have a nimbus here, because in the just to compare with the correct Rider-Waite-Smith, I'm going to put it here. The nimbus is this one here. You can see the holy what is it called in English again? I forgot. I'm going to leave it here because oftentimes it describes how the card looks like in here for the meaning. So the nimbus represents enlightenment, possessing knowledge that resonates with the divine, with the right, and with the good. The Hanged Man is also about seeing the same issue as others, but through a different perspective. The Hierophant is about an orthodox, conventional, institutionalized approach in reverse. The Hierophant is about the unorthodox, unconventional approach, which will lead to your success and final glory. The Hermit is also about an unorthodox, unconventional approach, but one led in solitude. Here, the Hanged Man is about an approach by you that offends, in brackets, albeit unjustly and without good cause, brackets closed, the masses, and therefore the masses are persecuting you. Yet the Nimbus reminds you that the mob's approval is not needed. Furthermore, the Tau cross formed by the legs of the Hanged Man indicates the balance between dominion and slavery. Note the Tau cross in the legs, remembering in the World card, suggesting that it is the Hanged Man who shall attain the fulfillment of the World card, not the mob. Thus, the appearance of the Hanged Man card in a reading is also an encouraging message to you to hang in there. It is you, not the mob, who is right. The Hanged Man may also indicate spiritual growth or an innate ability to prophecy. An end message here: although the mob has hung you and condemned you, ultimately you must forgive. There is a component of grace to the card. You must show grace to your condemners. The Hanged Man's hands are hidden. His ultimate offering to the world has yet to be seen. The archetype here is the wounded healer. Another reading of the Hanged Man is that of the unsettling calm before a storm, before the difficult and painful transition indicated by card 13, death. The Hanged Man is a feeling of suspension, similar to the question that the Fool presents. Will you fall or fly? Sacrifice, though, is the final message. There is a greater good at stake, and it is you who will make the sacrifice for that greater good. The element of water governs this card. Attribution associated with water represents the external forces at play in your situation. Yin energy is dominant. So basically, you have to hang in there in the middle of the month. People will not see eye to eye with you. Just know that you are right and that you have to trust in yourself. But you also have to have the grace of being able to forgive those that are condemning you. And that is the theme of the middle of your month pie number 1. So, and the end of the month for you pie number 1 is the 5 of Swords in reverse. So let's see what the 5 of Swords means. Hang on tight. I'm searching for the card. Five of Swords in reverse. Keywords are recompense, contrition, and penance. The reversed meaning. When the Five of Swords appears upright, it most likely indicates you who is defeating others disproportionately. When the Five of Swords appears in reverse, then it indicates a you who may experience defeat. Moreover, there is a suggestion in the card in reverse that you should accept the minor defeat and move on as far away from the conflict as possible. Put distance between you and the subject matter to avoid a far more serious, greater harm that could occur if you stay close. Another meaning of the Five of Swords in reverse is contrition, recompense, and a sense of penance for past bad acts and transgressions. Noting the different interpretive views of the card, some practitioner may say that upright, the meaning of the card follows that you as the figure in the foreground holding the swords. Others in reverse, the meaning of the card follows that you are the figures lamenting in the background. You are the one walking away from one who has taken unfair advantages of yourself. The tarot practitioner is encouraged to follow his or her intuition, interpreting the Five of Swords upright or reverse in a reading. Since I'm still learning, I don't know exactly if it is you that one. I think more that in the Five of Swords reverse that you are the one that has to admit defeat and go away from this conflict as far as you can, put a distance for your own good. So yeah, it may be also different for everyone, because this is a general reading, so it may not be for everyone that everyone is going to admit defeat. Maybe some of you are going to win. It depends. So now to the Six of Swords that we had, that was at the back of the deck in reverse. I've learned that the back of the deck card is the outcome of the reading. So the outcome of the month of September is the Six of Swords in reverse. And in reverse, the Six of Swords keywords are afflicted, trapped, yearning, escape. Sorry. Reverse meanings are planned journey postponed, there are delays in travel. No. Well, we are currently, when I am filming this, we are currently in Mercury retrograde, so it makes sense. No immediate way out of a hardship. Feeling trapped in a geographical area that has been the place of much pain and loss, when you really wish to leave and move away, far away. You are carrying heavy emotional baggage into a new phase. You are feeling afflicted. You are trying to journey towards smoother, calmer times, but the waters are still turbulent. Could indicate that you tried to leave behind all wounds by journeying far away from the place that was the source of the pain, but the attempt did not work out. The old wounds are still hurting you. The Six of Swords in reverse could indicate a yearning to escape from current geography, as the current geography reminds you of deep wounds or damages sustained. The Six of Swords in reverse often reveals you who is desperately trying to leave town to get away from past pain and regrets. However, your external circumstances seem to prevent you from leaving. It is not the right time yet. You must confront the pain and regret and resolve it, and only then will external circumstances and the greater divinity of karma allow for you to move on. So looks like because of this you will have some pain and you want to move away. You want to go far away because you don't want to be reminded of that pain and those wounds. But you first have to heal those wounds before you can move away. You need to first reflect, to first learn the lessons, to process the feelings before you can move forward. Because you don't want to have this baggage with you in your new phase. So you need to leave that emotional baggage, sometimes even mental baggage, behind so that you can move forward. And with leaving it behind, I mean reflecting upon it, healing from it, accepting it and being okay that it has happened and not have regrets, because that made you learn from whatever has happened so that you can move forward with greater knowledge of what you should probably try differently, and so on and so forth. So you can only move away if you have faced those wounds. That is the outcome of the month of September for you, pile number 1. So let's get some advices for you. This oracle deck here has some action that you could take upon. It has affirmation, and it also has some questions that you could reflect upon. So I will be pulling 3 cards from that and see what we have. So you have a variety of things that you could do as an advice for this. So 1 card flew. So I'm going to take it. Normally I wouldn't, but I'm going to take this one. So the card that flew out of the deck is an oracle card. I forgot that it also has oracle cards. Number 8, growth, heightened improvement. So an advice for you, pile number 1, is growth. There are ways for you to improve yourself. There are ways for heightened situation and heightened state of mind. I don't know. With that is because I'm not English native, so I don't know what else can get heightened. I don't think that you are going to grow taller if this is what you wish. If you are an adult after, I think, 21 to 22, you will stop growing. So if you are that age, you will not grow any further. I'm sorry. Know that I am small myself. So I didn't grow much as well. So there are ways for improvement. Have a growth mindset that you can improve in whatever ways there exists. Don't stay stagnant. Maybe learn something new. Could be helpful. So then we have also more oracle cards. I think this is 11. Creativity, imagination, innovation, and vision. You may have a vision. Use that vision and the imagination to see how do you want to live your life. Who are you in that vision and imagination? How can you make yourself more that person of your dreams? What action could you take upon? What does the you in the future that you imagine do? What are their hobbies? Do they eat in a certain way more healthily? Do they take care of their body? How does the you in that imagination, in that vision, talk to yourself? Do you have any innovative ideas? So bring that out to life. Pay attention to them. They can give you some ideas to move forward. And then we have Oracle cards number 3, self-belief. Power, knowledge, emotion. Yeah, you have to believe in yourself. You have the power to move mountains, to change whatever you wanted to change. You have the knowledge, you have gained the knowledge throughout those years that you have learned lessons and so on and so forth. You know how to move forward, you know how to behave. You just know things. You have the knowledge, as well as you also have the emotional side to yourself that is going to be helpful. Trust as well as in your emotions. Like, your emotions tell you a lot. How do you feel if you are around certain people? Are you excited when you see them? Do you leave them and think to yourself after you said your goodbyes, this was such a nice day, evening, whatever, morning, lunch, dinner? Are you energetic? Are you excited to see them again? Or are you more like, meh, I don't really want to deal with them again. I'm not sure, I don't feel well. Your emotions tell as well a lot of things. So try to pay attention to how you feel when you are around certain people, when you are doing something. They are telling you some important information as well. I'm sorry, I'm hiccuping a lot. So, that is for this oracle deck. So, the next one, I'm going to pull 2 cards to get final advices for the month of September. Sorry. So, your first advice is number 17, flower. Be honest with yourself. Oh, this is a good card. Let me read that one out of the guidebook. Probably gonna read this one out of the guidebook too, because I like the guidebook. Flower, be honest with yourself. We do ourselves a major disservice when we aren't truthful with ourselves. There's something you know to be true, yet you continue to ignore it. Lying to yourself may feel like the easiest thing to do, but things have changed. It's time for you to face reality. Even if it makes you uncomfortable, no matter the outcome, it won't be nearly as bad as you think. I'm going to leave this as a message on its own, because I think it said everything that needed to be said. So your other advice is number 45, throne. Your potential is endless. Now, let me get it out. Well, throne. Your potential is endless. At the risk of sounding cliche, you can do anything you put your mind to. You are a mighty queen or king or royalty who is complex enough to be both gentle and valiant, just and magnificent, or any combination you should ever long for. The reason they tell you that you cannot have it all is because they are afraid you will become even more dangerous than you already are. So, pile number 1, this is everything that I have for you. I hope that this was a help. thank you for staying with me till the end. If you leave me here, thank you. I wish you a beautiful month ahead, and I will be seeing you in my next video. Bye bye. Hi, pile number 2, you chose the blue dice and the green opal. This is going to be your reading about the month of September 2024. I hope you've been doing well. Just for your information, I am currently learning the correct meanings of the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot cards, so I will be reading everything out of the guidebook because I really want to have that practice, and this channel is also a way of showing my journey, experience, so forth, experiencing life and so on and so forth, because in the past I relied a lot on my intuition. Now I'm going to rely a lot on the meanings, so that in the future I can have the perfect balance between meanings and intuition. So I hope that you can bear with me and be patient with me as I am learning. I hope you learn with me as well, would be nice. So thanks for being patient with me. The back of the deck we have the Lovers upright. I will talk about the Lovers upright after I'm done with the 3 cards here. So let's get started with the beginning of the month of September for you, pile number 2. You have the Knight of Pentacles as well, like the... Okay, no. So your month starts the same as pile number 1. How interesting. I looked at the cards and like you cannot say that they got the same cards as well here. So no, you didn't. Just the beginning of the month that starts the same. Because I would like be like, what? I would, if that happened, that all the other two cards would be the same, I would have said, please go watch pile number 1. Then I would have called you back for the back of the card. But whoa. Okay, so your start of the month is the Knight of Pentacles. Upright, the keywords are methodical, rational, stable, reliable. The Knight of Pentacles is a methodical, rational man. He is trustworthy, reliable, but perhaps not very imaginative. He lives a life of conventionalism. He may have a heavy, dull, or materialistic outlook. However, he is kind and gentle, and his soul is fundamentally good. He is someone whom others can count on to be financially stable. He will always take care of his loved ones. In a reading for a young female person asking about love could indicate the appearance of a young man with the foregoing qualities. Figuratively could indicate impending action or active progress in the areas of finances, wealth, or property. However, while the Knight suggests swift action, the action of the Knight of Pentacles is slow and steady, but stable and assured. Of the 4 Knights, the Knight of Pentacles is the one to count on, though the Knight of Pentacles is also the one most likely to be perceived as boring or plain vanilla. The Knight of Pentacles prefers the straight and narrow path. He would rather be safe than sorry. In prosperous times, others will complain that the Knight of Pentacles is prosaic, conservative, or overly cautious. Yet in tougher times, those same individuals will rush to rely on the resourcefulness of the Knight of Pentacles. In bad times, he is the one that can be counted on. Earth dominant, the Knight of Pentacles is resourceful, utilitarian, and has more common sense than the chords of the other 3 suits. Could signify Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. So same as in pile number 1, it could be either way. Either way, there is someone coming into your life that has the characteristics of the Knight of Pentacles that I have read. Or for some of you else, it could be that there is action being taken and there is active progress in the areas of finances, wealth, and prosperity, just that it is slow, steady, but stable and assured. Yeah, there is not much left to be said about this. Let me drink some water because my throat is a little bit hurting from all the reading and talking. Okay, so the middle of the month for you, pile number 2, is the Queen of Cups in reverse. So now I have, let me have this moment to search for the Queen of Cups. Here, the Queen of Cups in reverse. Keywords are manipulation and jealousy. Reverse meaning. The Queen of Cups in reverse is a warning that a woman who appears to be tender and warm is in fact manipulative. There could be deceit coming from a close friend or someone you trust. Could indicate the negative influence of the Queen of Cups on you, or that you are embodying the negative personality traits attributed to the Queen. The Queen of Cups in reverse often represents emotional manipulation. So the characteristics of the Queen of Cups, I'm going to read it because it is in the upright meaning, but know that there is a negative trait. Either it is you or someone else. So you have to find out for yourself who this person is referring to that is going to be around you in the middle of the month. Most importantly, the negative attributes and the negative personality traits that will appear here. So the Queen of Cups is a loving woman. She is the most intuitive of the four queens. She functions primarily through her intuition, trusts her intuition almost to the point of defying logic at times. Tender, nurturing, has a tendency to be overprotective of her loved ones. This woman is a counselor, nurturer, likely to be a good wife or good mother, may be very empathic, creative, poetic, and generally have a kind demeanor, well loved by many, demonstrates strong people skills, charisma, and possible gift of prophecy. There's a tendency to be moody, could signify Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. The ornate and unique golden cup she holds signifies her high privilege and status in life over others. Her clothing suggests purity in thought, good intentions, and someone who is a dreamer, likely very idealistic. Mermaids symbolize an idealized and rare form of feminine beauty. They also represent vanity and fickle temper. The ocean water at her feet is rippling, unsettled. This suggests that you are someone who tends to overthink situations. So someone that also overthinks situations. Also shows amplification of emotion. Figuratively, the Queen of Cups could indicate strong, effective, nurturing interpersonal relationship. French playing card tradition is said to correspond to the Bible character Judith, a widow who charms and seduces the villainous Holofernes and subsequently beheads him to save her city. Okay, so we had negative traits more or less is moody, tendency to be moody, vanity, fickle temper. So, and you also saw the other characteristics, the more positive ones, to help you identify who this Queen of Cups is representing. Is that you or someone else? And the reverse meaning I will read again to keep in mind. The Queen of Cups in reverse is a warning that a woman who appears to be tender and warm is in fact manipulative. There could be deceit coming from a close friend or someone you trust. Could indicate the negative influence of the Queen of Cups on you, or that you are embodying the negative personality traits attributed to the Queen. The Queen of Cups in reverse often represents emotional manipulation, so be wary. Then at the end of the month of September, we have the Five of Pentacles upright. Let me get it. So, the Five of Pentacles upright. Keywords are destitution, privation, hardships. The Five of Pentacles is the card of destitution. There may be financial difficulties, a sense of displacement, or a loss of sense of home. You feel homeless. Oftentimes in the Five of Pentacles, financial poverty and spiritual poverty converge. You must be more cautious or the poverty will take a toll on your health. There's a chance of illness brought on by the financial difficulties that plague you. The card may indicate the start of deep depression. It denotes the winter season of your current situation. However, take heart that spring is coming. Now is a good time for you to be conservative with finances. Although it is a low point in your finances, the situation will turn upward with faith. The Five of Pentacles glow bright in the stained glass window, symbolizing divine intervention to come, so long as the indigens remain faithful, hopeful, and strong in heart. Assure you that right now is a time when faith is crucial. Your faith must be unwavering. Help, in quotation marks, from above is coming, but not arbitrarily. You must continue to help yourself and walk the path of God. In other words, stay righteous and true. The Five of Pentacles is an acknowledgement of your current troubles and sense of destitution. There is a strong theme of helplessness here. However, it is also a card of assurance that very strong cosmic forces are forthcoming that will alleviate your situation. The Five of Pentacles can be interpreted as the divine intervention card. So things may be a little bit meh at the end of September, but keep faith that things will get better. On to now the back of the card. Let me get a crystal, because there are some parts that I need to hide because YouTube. So the back of the card I've learned is the outcome of your situation. So in this case, the outcome of your month of September, and you got the Lovers. The Lovers is a major arcana card, so it is something really important. So I'm going to read it out of the guidebook, because it's a major arcana. It is a little bit longer than the minor arcanas that we had, so bear with me and have a bit of patience. So let me drink a sip of water so that I'm prepared for this long portion. The Lovers, keywords upright: passion, partnership, ethics, primordial choice. Many contemporary tarot practitioners assign a romantic indication to the Lovers card. However, in every traditional interpretation of the Lovers, the card is about a moral choice, about choosing the right path. Yet if you are asking about love, then the Lovers can be a great omen, indicating the beginnings of romance and simultaneously the beginnings of temptation. The card represents partnership with one other person. In a reading about love, the card indicates passion. Lust may even be present. Overall, there is a strong feeling of paradise, at least in the beginning. In readings about work or career, the card indicates a partnership that you are initially excited about. A sense that the match is, in quotation mark, made in heaven. However, not all is as it seems, and the feeling of paradise may be evanescent if caution is not observed. The philosophical component of the card centers around choice. There is duality or a decision to be made, and it is a choice between vice and virtue, an ethical quandary. The burning tree behind the man, let me show you the right one, because if you don't know what this is talking about, then it's kind of hard. So okay, so more crystals to hide. This is transparent, so it's well hidden. Okay. The burning tree behind the man with 12 glowing flames is considered to be the tree of life, while the fruit-bearing tree behind the female is the tree of knowledge. Its fruits represent sexuality, fornication, desire, and temptation of the physical senses, which lead to human suffering. The tree of knowledge symbolizes the desire of sensation. Thus, the tree of knowledge represents the primordial choice to eat of the fruit and know sexuality, thus knowing suffering, or to ascend up the tree of life toward God. The male figure in the card is the mind and rationality. The female figure is the heart and emotion. In a reading, the lovers hint at a choice that the seeker must make between the mind and the heart, a choice that may have ethical implications. The female figure, looking up at the angel, may suggest that the seeker is predisposed to choose what will comply with their ethical standards. In reverse, the card hints that you might be tempted to stray from those standards. In one sense, the lovers is about love versus lust, immaculate sexuality or fornication. There is an underlying theme of indecision. The Lover's card may also be understood alongside key ideas from the philosopher and theologian. I think this is a name in Danish. I don't know how to read it, so I'm sorry for all the Danish people out there. Søren Kierkegaard? Søren Kierkegaard? I have no idea. We face an existential choice between two life paths, either one willfully hedonistic or one grounded in a sense of ethical duty. The Lover's card suggests a primordial responsibility to choose ethically, comparing the three cards in the deck: Future, Serpent, Imaginary. The Lovers, Wheel of Fortune, and the Seven of Cups appearing in one of the chalices. The serpent here called to mind the notion under every flower a serpent coiled, warning the seeker of dangerous temptations and an unanticipated turn of events. It warns of how quickly bliss can become tragedy. The Lovers is associated with the theological scenery, the hieroglyph of the knowledge of good and evil. The element of air governs this card. Attribution associated with air will represent the external forces at play in your situation. Yang energy is dominant. The Lovers could also relate to the sign Gemini, and timing-wise denote the period of May 21st to June 20th, more or less, around that time. Let me get those cards out of the way. So now I'm going to shuffle this oracle deck. This oracle deck is made of an oracle deck. It also has affirmation. It has question to reflect upon and action that you could take. Depending on what card you get, the advice may a little bit be different or not really an advice in itself, but we just go with the flow. So yeah, I'm going to pull 3 cards out of this one. It was a crystal that fell from the deck. So you have gratitude, number 5, thankful, appreciation, kind. So something that would be helpful and an advice to you is throughout the whole month of September, look for things that you are grateful for, that you appreciate, that you are thankful for, and be kind to yourself and others. So you can make, if you want, you can make a list of 3 to 5 things that you are grateful for, that you appreciate in your life, and write that down throughout the month of September. You can do this every day, every 2 days, whatever is easier for you, but make sure that you have some sort of thing where you can take some time to look at the things that you are grateful for. Then you also have an action that you can take upon as an advice for your month of September is break down your goals into smaller ones so they are more achievable on a daily basis. Take time to thank yourself for each accomplished goal. I don't think I need anything to add here. Let me drink some more water. And then last of this deck here, you have something to reflect upon throughout the month of September is what activities make me feel good about myself. So this is something that you should ask yourself throughout the month of September. And this is going to be helpful to you. In some sense, of course. Like, you will see what activities make you feel good, what you should keep on doing, in a sense like this. So, the next oracle deck is this one here. Here I'm going to take 2 cards of the deck for your advices, and I'm going to probably read it out of the guidebook because the guidebook I find is quite on point, and I often do not have to add anything to it. So let's see. So your advice are number 16, bitch fire. Stand up for yourself. Well, I cannot get demonetized, so I don't care if I say it out loud or not. But yeah. Bitch fire. Stand up for yourself. There's no better way to say it. Someone in your life is trying to burn you at the stake. Maybe you didn't give them something they wanted, or you didn't let them get away with their bad behavior. Either way, they're trying to ruin your reputation. Rest assured, your reputation will stay intact. Silence can be effective, but this is not that kind of situation. Get loud and let them have a taste of your bitch fire. I'm sorry. My spit got into the wrong pipe. Please don't get into a fight that can end badly. Just use your words to stand up for yourself, that you're not going to take what they are doing in silence, that you don't like what they are doing, and so on and so forth. So no violence, please. Just stand your ground and stand up for yourself in a civilized way. Okay. Okay, so then you have also number 17. Oh, you got the same card as pile number 1. So you have 2 cards that are the same as pile number 1. 17, flower. Be honest with yourself. We do ourselves a major disservice when we aren't truthful with ourselves. There's something you know to be true, yet you continue to ignore it. Lying to yourself may feel like the easiest thing to do, but things have changed. It's time for you to face reality, even if it makes you uncomfortable. No matter the outcome, it won't be nearly as bad as you think. So, pile number 2, this is everything that I have for you. I hope that you liked it. I hope it was of help. Thank you for sticking with me till the end. I wish you a beautiful month ahead, and I will be seeing you in my next video. Bye bye. Hi, pile number 3. You chose the yellow dice and the forced aura quartz, and this is going to be your reading about the month of September 2024. So a slight warning, I'm going to be reading out of the guidebook because I am wanting to learn the correct meanings of the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck system, and for that I have to be reading it constantly out of the guidebook, because in the past I relied more on my intuition. Now I want to rely more on the meanings of the decks and have that really ingrained in me, so that in the future I am able to have the perfect mixture between meanings of the cards and intuition. So I hope you can be with me and be patient with me as I am on this new journey. the back of the deck, we have the Eight of Wands. I will talk about this card after I finish with the 3 here. So at the beginning of the month, we have the Page of Wands. So let me search for this card in the guidebook. Nope. Page of Wands, upright. Keywords are motivated, energetic, receipt of project news. The Page of Wands is someone creative, enthusiastic, who exudes confident energy with a lot of youth. Orange is the color of creativity. The salamanders represent spirituality, opportunity, resourcefulness, great power, and resilience. The Page of Wands is a young woman who loves to explore the unknown, who is adventurous and energetic. The card may figuratively indicate the receipt of news or message regarding your career or creative project. The page is warm, ambitious, passionate, a high achiever, a dynamic personality. There may be a tendency to be a perfectionist. Details must be perfect. However, the Page of Wands is also prone to react immaturely. Much growing up is still needed. There is a tendency to act out of emotion before you have fully thought through the consequences of those actions. In a reading for someone asking about love, the page could indicate the appearance of a young woman with the foregoing qualities. Fire dominant, the Page of Wands is highly motivated, creative, dynamic, individualistic, and often demonstrates an irrepressible enthusiasm and vitality, and possible tendency to exaggerate or be overly theatric. Could signify Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So either you are going to receive news about a creative project or your career, or someone with the characteristics of the Page of Wands is going to come into your life, or this could be you, that you are this Page of Wands. I'm sorry, I'm going to be drinking a lot of water today. My throat is hurting from reading pile number 2 and 1, and as well as 2 mini readings beforehand, so it's my last stretch right now. So I'm sorry. So this is the beginning of the month for you, pile number 3. The middle of the month is, you have the Magician. So the Magician is a major arcana highlighting a specific time, because it is important, because there is a major lesson in your life or a major change in your life that is going to happen there. So that's why there is the major arcana. The minor arcana is more of day-to-day basis things that happen. So this is going to be important, the Magician here. So let me search for it. And now this is going to be a little bit longer of a read, because it's a major arcana and there's a lot to say. I hope you can be patient with me, and yeah, maybe you need to listen to it twice. So it is okay if you go a little bit back again and listen to the Magician's meanings a second time. The Magician upright, keywords are power, adroitness, construction. The theme of the Magician is power, specifically power of the mind. The card upright indicates the use of power, often creative mental power for constructive purposes. It is a powerful positive omen. The magician implies the limitless capabilities of the mind when it is concentrated. To wield the intensity of concentration needed for omnipotent power, one must be strong in both spirituality and character. Thus, the magician card often appears in spreads for those who are strong in spirituality and character. It is the card of individuality. The magician is worldly, knowledgeable, and self-aware. He manifests self-mastery. The infinite symbol represents spiritual enlightenment. He possesses a strong bridge between the conscious and the unconscious. He holds his power at the behest of the divine powers that be. The magician is humanity at its best, executing divine motives. The imagery of the four suits on the magician's workbench suggests someone who creates from what already exists, not someone who is creating from nothing. The magician represents the prophetic theological concept of unity, or the alliance of reason and faith. This is a card about personal greatness, about mastery over the physical, mental, and spiritual. The Ouroboros, or serpent snake, coiled around the magician's waist symbolizes his affinity to the soul of the world. I lost myself. His affinity to the soul of the world, the universal unconscious. In traditional alchemy, the Ouroboros is associated with Mercury. Curiously, Chinese alchemy associates Mercury with the dragon, a close cousin to the snake, and correlates it with intelligence and intellectualism. The magician is highly disciplined and has accomplished much, or is capable of accomplishing much, in both the physical and spiritual realms. This is an individual who can grasp the knowledge of the universe. Contrasting, the fool could potentially be constructive or destructive, but at the juncture that the fool appears in, it is still unclear which fork the fool will choose. The magician has chosen and is acting constructively when the card appears upright, and destructively when in reverse. The clothes worn by the magi or magician depicted on the card are of particular note. It is believed that both the Knights Templar and the assassins wore white robes with red sashes. The Knights Templar was a Christian military order founded after the First Crusade. The assassins, a misnomer for the Nizari Ismailis, or Order of the Nizari Seveners. I don't know, I'm sorry, I'm probably not able to pronounce those correctly. A French Islamic order of fighters who gained a reputation for political assassinations. While there may not be historic documentation of relevance between the tarot card and the Crusaders, at the archetypal and symbolic level, the synchronicity most certainly bears relevance to the practitioner. The element of Earth governs this card. Attribution associated with Earth will represent the external forces at play in your situation. The number 1 of 4 may be relevant, although the magician may seem intuitively like an active force and dominant with Yang energy. The card is dominant with Yin. The magician's correspondence to the planet Mercury, which per Western astrology attributions is governed by the element Earth, is what grants the card in Yin. Moreover, per Eastern astrological attributions, Mercury is associated with the element water, which is Yin. Mercury. The signs of Mercury are, if I'm not mistaken, in Western astrology, Virgo and something else, I believe. Let me take a look at my book, because sometimes the astrological thing here is not right. So planet Mercury. Okay, Mercury rules over Gemini and Virgo, air sign and earth sign. So now that is off the table. There is a sharp divide among practitioners as to whether the magician is attributed to yang, active energy, or yin, recessive. The approach herein is to attribute the magician with yin. Traditionally, the magician character is shrouded in darkness and mystery. If indeed the magician represents the discovery of divine secret by the Knights Templar, then by its nature the card also Then by its nature the card also represents the Templars' concealment of those secrets, which would suggest the yin principle. The deceptive appearance of brightness, light, active and open energy depicted on the face of the card, when in practice the magician works in darkness and concealment, further suggests the true yin nature of the magician. The card itself depicts the magician working under the roses, or sub rosa. The phrase sub rosa has been used historically to denote secrecy at which is covered. Thus, agreeably, the imagery on the magician emphasizes yin. The magician can also be linked to Newton's first law of motion. An object at rest will stay at rest until an external force is applied, and likewise an object in motion will stay in motion until an external force is applied to stop it. The magician upright suggests someone with incredible power and force, advancing forward in a single direction in constant motion. In reverse, the magician suggests an external force that has been applied to stop that advancing movement. The red roses in the card is considered in the context of Rosicrucian symbolism, denote a secret order, secrecy and unseen forces over the material and sensory world. Also, throughout history, the red rose has been associated with goddess energies, denoting beauty, grace, the reason and virtue of the divine feminine. Comparing it to the strength bears a striking resemblance in color patterns and the rose symbolism. Both figures are depicted with a luminescent over their heads. Both are surrounded by golden light, both express a sense of power and control, both wear white robes, and both are surrounded by red roses. Though in the magician it is his environment that is surrounded by the roses, while the strength the roses adorn the woman's person. That was a long thing. But what I take from this, from a sort of summary, is you are powerful. You have the perfect balance of mind and heart and spirituality, unconscious and consciousness, and you are currently moving forward and building something up at the middle of September. Whew, that was a lot. Now to the end of September we have the Six of Pentacles. So let me see where this is. The Six of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, oops. The Six of Pentacles upright. Keywords are charity, alms, benevolence, philanthropy. The theme of the Six of Pentacles is generosity, sharing with others, and charity. It is the social justice card. The card could either indicate that you are the benefactor to others, or that you are benefiting from the great generosity of others. If you have a chance of benefiting from others' generosity, you are encouraged to accept it. A good question to ask is, who in the card do you represent? The benefactor giving out the alms, the beggar who is grateful to receive the alms, or the beggar who is receiving the alms but is hiding something with that slip of red in his pocket. Some interpret the Six of Pentacles upright to suggest that you are the one giving the alms, and the Six of Pentacles in reverse suggests that you are the one receiving the alms. So either way, there is a theme of generosity at the end of September. So moving to the Eight of Wands that we had at the back of the deck, I've learned that the back of the deck is the energy of the outcome of your situation. So the outcome of the month. So the Eight of Wands is your outcome. So let me see. The Eight of Wands, keywords upright: action, vigor, alacrity, acceleration. This is a card about aiming and shooting. There is progressive action. You are fast approaching your goals. A project is arriving fast to a conclusion. Generally, the forthcoming conclusion pertains to work and career or personal creative projects. But if a spread shows many cups and court cards, no, just one court card, and no cups. So we can leave that out. The Eight of Wands is the action card. It stands for clarity of thought and resoluteness, I think, in action. It also I cannot read. My tongue is tired. It also suggests that here is a great deal of buzz and activity to come. New ideas will be highly promising. The card could also indicate the eras of love for us approaching, or a message or communication coming soon that will bring good news. Air meets fire here. The realm of thoughts materializes into the realm of physical action. Comparing the page in the courts can also take on the figurative meaning of receipt of news, similar to the Eight of Wands. In that upright, it could indicate good news, and in reverse could indicate bad news. The distinction between the Eight of Wands when it represents a message from the page just is that the pages between the Eight of Wands when it represents a The distinction between the Eight of Wands when it represents a message from the pages is that the pages represent news relating to the subject matter that the suit corresponds with. Example, the Page of Wands represents the receipt of project or work career news, which we have here. The positioning of you when the page represents news is passive. In contrast, the Eight of Wands indicates receipt of instruction that is going to propel or advance the seeker forward. It represents news that you need to move ahead as related to the matter at hand. This information will push your momentum onward, whereas the information the pages represent, you will have to absorb or take in. Whew. Okie dokie, so that's the portion of the tarot. Now moving on to the oracle cards to get advices for your month. And this deck is made of of an oracle portion, a portion of questions to reflect upon, affirmations, and taking action on certain things. So depending on what card we get, your advice is a little bit different. So let's get 3 cards from this deck. So your first card is something to reflect upon throughout the month of September is, when was the last time you did something spontaneous? Then we have more to reflect upon is, who are the most important people in my life? This is for you. To reflect upon the month of September. You don't have to answer it in the beginning. You can answer it throughout the month as you go. And then you have an affirmation. So we don't have much of advices here, more so things to reflect upon, and an affirmation. The affirmation is, every cell in my body is alive and beautiful. So now to the next oracle deck that is certainly going to give you an advice. Here I'm going to pull 2 cards for you and read it out of the guidebook, because I like the guidebook. It comes to the point, and most of the time I don't have to add anything, so I like it a lot. So let's get the 2 cards from this deck. So the first one is number 18th. 3. Let them go. Let them go. You often take on the pain of others. You used to think it was because you are an empath, but these days you're not so sure. Sometimes it feels like other people are emptying their emotions into you and giving nothing in return. Sometimes we even feel we've inherited pain from those who come before us in our family tree. This is your permission to let go. Your life is ultimately about you, not what other people expect you to carry for them. And then you also have number 8, wings. You never needed those wings to fly. It seems like you're stuck in a never-ending cycle of self-doubt and self-criticism. When you tell yourself you can't do whatever you set your mind to, that's what we refer to as negative self-talk, and it's extremely toxic. Just as we expect others to treat us with kindness, we also need to treat ourselves with kindness. A bird can fly away if you never let it out of its cage. So pile number 3, this is everything that I have for you. I hope that it was helpful. Thank you for sticking with me till the end. I wish you a beautiful month of September, and I will be seeing you in my next video. Bye bye!